"Oh my God, this is weird." That was Bryce Johnson's reaction when he and Mireya found themselves staring at an extraordinary sight deep in the woods during an expedition Bigfoot investigation. A towering tree structure unlike anything they'd ever encountered before. 15 feet high, logs intricately woven together, some weighing over 200 pounds. The craftsmanship was deliberate, intelligent. This wasn't just nature at work, and it certainly wasn't human hands at play, at least not the kind you'd expect in such a remote location. Bryce was awestruck, calling it amazing. Mireya, ever the skeptic, found it odd. To her, it was a mystery, but not necessarily the kind Bryce was imagining. The two had found similar structures before, even one in Alaska, but this was on another level. Deep in the dense, uncharted wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, a team of seasoned researchers has made a discovery so perplexing that it has even hardened skeptics questioning long-held assumptions about what might truly be lurking in our planet's last wild places. The Expedition Bigfoot team, led by veteran investigator Bryce Johnson and renowned primatologist Dr. Mireya Mayor, recently stumbled upon physical evidence that could represent the most significant breakthrough in cryptozoological research this century. A structure that challenges conventional explanations. The team's extraordinary find came during a routine survey of an area with a high concentration of historical Bigfoot sightings. What they discovered was anything but routine, a massive, deliberately constructed assembly of logs measuring approximately 15 feet in height, with some individual components weighing in excess of 200 pounds. This wasn't some random pile of fallen timber, Johnson explains, his voice still charged with excitement weeks after the discovery. The structural integrity, the way these enormous logs were precisely balanced and interwoven, this shows clear evidence of sophisticated engineering principles at work. The upper sections in particular demonstrate a basket weave technique that would challenge even experienced human craftsmen to replicate without tools. The site's remoteness adds another layer of mystery. Located miles from the nearest road or established trail, the structure appears in an area completely devoid of human activity. No saw marks, no rope fibers, no telltale signs of machinery, just pristine wilderness suddenly interrupted by this inexplicable wooden edifice. Scientific analysis begins. Dr. Mayor, a former National Geographic explorer and respected wildlife biologist, approaches the find with characteristic scientific rigor. In my 20 years studying primates around the world, I've never encountered natural animal behavior that could account for this, she admits. While beavers create impressive dams and some birds build complex nests, we're talking about an entirely different scale and level of sophistication here. The team has identified several key features that defy conventional explanations. Structural symmetry. The arrangement follows clear geometric patterns, with specific load-bearing points that suggest an understanding of basic engineering principles. Material selection. The logs all come from tree species known for their durability and resistance to decay, indicating intentional selection rather than random gathering. Height considerations. At 15 feet tall, the structure would require its builders to work at heights that eliminate most known North American mammals as potential candidates. Physical evidence collected. Perhaps most compelling are the multiple hair samples recovered from the structure's rough bark surfaces. Collected using strict forensic protocols to prevent contamination, these samples are currently undergoing 3 separate DNA analyses at independent laboratories. We're looking at mitochondrial DNA sequencing, nuclear DNA analysis, and comparative studies against known North American species, explains Dr. Mayor. What makes these samples particularly interesting is their placement, caught at heights between 8 to 12 feet off the ground, and showing distinct morphology under microscopic examination. Thermal imaging captures bipedal figures. The daytime discovery took an even more dramatic turn when the team returned after dark with advanced surveillance equipment. Their thermal imaging cameras captured multiple instances of large, bipedal heat signatures moving deliberately through the forest. The behavior patterns were unlike any wildlife we've documented, says Johnson, reviewing the footage. These weren't bears walking upright for a few steps. We're talking sustained bipedal locomotion, with one instance showing a figure standing motionless observing our camp from behind a tree for nearly 8 minutes. The thermal signatures suggest creatures standing between 7 to 8 feet tall, with estimated weights exceeding 500 pounds based on heat dispersion patterns. Most disturbingly, the team's parabolic microphones picked up deep, guttural vocalizations that don't match any known animal calls in the region. The chase begins. The incident unfolded as survival expert Russell Acord conducted a solo reconnaissance mission through dense forest terrain known for frequent Bigfoot sightings. Backed by a support team monitoring from a mobile command post, Accord's movements were tracked via GPS while thermal cameras scanned the surrounding area. Conditions were ideal for this kind of operation, said team leader Bryce Johnson. Low cloud cover, minimal moon illumination, and that eerie quiet that often precedes significant wildlife activity. For the first 2 hours, the surveillance yielded nothing unusual, until the thermal cameras detected rapid movement in Accord's vicinity. Multiple targets identified. The team's monitoring station suddenly erupted with activity as not one, but 2 large heat signatures appeared on the screens. These weren't deer or bears, Johnson explained. The gait was all wrong, long, purposeful strides with an upright posture no known forest animal maintains for sustained movement. Radio communications from the scene reveal the team's mounting excitement. Bryce, hey Russ, we've got something. 2 targets, east side about 50 yards and closing fast. Russell, copy that. Getting that familiar musk smell again. Stronger now. Primatologist Dr. Mireya Mayor, positioned at a separate observation point, reported similar findings. My thermal scope showed clear bipedal movement patterns inconsistent with any regional fauna. The size estimation based on heat signature would put these beings well over 7 feet tall. Physical evidence mounts. As Acord advanced toward the signals, the team documented several intriguing phenomena. Distinct scent markers. Acord noted a powerful musky odor he'd previously encountered during Alaskan expeditions. Auditory evidence. Parabolic microphones captured low-frequency vocalizations beneath human hearing range. Physical disruptions. Freshly broken branches at heights between 6 to 8 feet suggested the passage of large, upright creatures. The most compelling moment came when thermal imaging captured what appears to be a large figure deliberately peering at Acord from behind a tree before retreating into the forest. Morning reveals possible footprints. At dawn, the team discovered a series of 18-inch-long, humanoid footprints in the soft soil near a creek bed. The impressions displayed dermal ridge patterns and a mid-tarsal break, anatomical features some researchers associate with Sasquatch trackways. These weren't bare tracks distorted by weather, Mayor emphasized. We documented clear toe definition, an arch structure, and depth consistency suggesting a consistent, heavy gait. Scientific analysis underway. The team has collected several pieces of potential evidence for laboratory testing. Soil samples from footprint casts for environmental DNA analysis. Hair samples found on nearby bark at heights unreachable by most animals. Audio recordings of infrasound vocalizations for spectrographic study. This represents our most coordinated encounter yet, Johnson stated. The combination of thermal imagery, audio recordings, and physical traces creates a compelling evidentiary package that deserves rigorous scientific scrutiny. While cautious about premature conclusions, the researchers agree the findings warrant expanded investigation. Plans are underway for a month-long deployment of additional motion-sensitive cameras and advanced audio monitoring equipment throughout the area. The complete technical report with unedited thermal footage and audio analysis will be released on the Expedition Bigfoot official channels next month. Independent researchers can request access to raw data through the team's website.